Hello, hello, hello. Do, 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 do. Free Journal Friday. Put your name in there. Anyone with the link can respond. Hello, Jeffrey. Hello, Daffodil. There's the form. Let's make sure it's all posted everywhere we need to be. Happy Friday, Sky. It's us. That's pinned. Now we're over on Facebook. We're gonna make sure we have this posted over on the Heroes Quarters. Just me today, so it takes a second, but we're working through it. I don't know if it posts, but pin that featured. Go over to it. Are we getting one a week now? Is that the plan? Obviously, that's how it's turning out, which is hard to argue with, right? Because everything, if it appears this way, it looks like a duck, it sounds like a duck, it's probably a duck. But this is no duck. 1 second, sorry. There are so many tasks to do. Um, awesome. Okay, I'm back. Well, thanks, Sky. That's nice. That's nice to hear. I'm glad that a Kyle only stream is always fun to see. Oh no. Let's see. Let's get that. There's this weird thing where when I can't see myself like talking, and then obviously I can't hear you guys, I get like really in my own head. So, um, if you feel like I'm staring at myself, it's because I am. Um, that's just the way that it is. I want to get to through some of these comments though. Daphne, I said hi. Sky's here. Julie, hello. Marcus Aurelius, ciao. Heather S, happy Friday. So honestly, the what happened last week? I was out of town. I think Ryan was out of town too. And then this week, Ryan's still out of town. But Nick is moving today, so he can't live stream. So that I came back, and now we're here. Now it's just me. That being said, we're gonna still hit the key things, right? So we're still gonna talk about story o'clock, of course. And then we're also gonna brag. We can't forget to brag. Honestly, I don't even know if there's a brag o'clock post in school, which let me check. Did anyone brag today in school? Did that get posted, or should I post that right this moment? Okay, Jeffrey is our brag clocker today, so I'm gonna unpin mine from the feed, and Jeffrey gets to be the brag Cheney clock aroni. Um, would that be fun for you guys? Would that be fun? If every week instead of us posting it, one of you gets to post the bragger clock. Would that be like a fun thing? Maybe do like a raffle. Oh, maybe the winner of Free Journal Friday has to post brag o'clock for the following week. That's fun. That's really fun. All I have to do is post brag o'clock. And then also, like, if you're winning for Regional Friday and you're not in school for free, the free school community, do you even deserve your free journal? Obviously you do, but like, come on, come on. We're over there, we're all having fun. Like, you don't get to just come in and be a free journal Friday winner and not at least poke your head in, right? It's not like we're not doing anything crazy in there. We're just chatting. Okay, I got 2 love it so far. Okay. TGI effect. What's the TGIF effect? Is that what you're trying to say? The TGI effect, like the effect of thank God it's Friday, or thank goodness it's Friday, however you look at it. Hi, Wakana. All right. I've been a big copywriter this week. I've been working on my copyright. I'm trying to find the best punchlines. Okay. So we have a new rule. The winner of Free Journal Friday has to post brag o'clock the following week. What is that honor called? When we bestow that on someone, what is that called? Let's work through that. Sky, we'll remind you. If you ever win, we'll remind you to post. I'll start the ball rolling. You are the brag bearer. The brag bearer. If you win Free Journal Friday and the next week in school, you have to post the brag clock post and you are the brag bearer. Scholarship, the brag master. Boast and toast. I want it to be like it's like an honor. Like you get the honor of the boast and toast. That doesn't really ring off the top of my head. A scholarship to the free school is funny, right? Well, in a way, this maybe the keeper of the brag bag, the brag bag, the brag bag, or the brag pack, is school free? Because by accepting the invitation, the expectation now is for you to live a heroic life, which costs something. Because we already know we're all heroes, right? But being a part of a group of heroes, the expectation is that you're acting like one. And that is not free. So maybe it's the most expensive group on the internet. Mentor of brag. Keeper of the brag bag. Okay. Is it the brag bag? But yeah, and then if it's the brag bag, does that mean that the brags are things that we're putting into the brag bag? And then should we then a brag bearer is an honor sounding one. The torch bearer is important. It's true. I like the brag bag because you could like put the brags in the bag and then it's like your responsibility to carry that brag. Because just because you brag one week doesn't mean it goes away. The brag still lives on in infamy, not infamy, infamy, or just famously, or however you want to put it. The carrier of the brag bag. The bearer of the book of brags. A lot of alliteration there. Would that is that technically alliteration? Or because there's words in between, it's not alliteration? Or are the prepositions, do they not break up the alliteration? How does that work? I feel like they fit better in a book than a bag. I think you're right. I think you're right. The ultimate brag champion. But you don't win because you brag. You won because the Wheel of Names chose you. So there's a chosen factor to it. Yeah, you're not winning because you have the best brag. You're winning because the honor was bestowed upon you via the wheel. I will say this. one caveat, and this is a rule that I'm making up right now, and I can change the rules, so it doesn't have to be this way. I think if you win the brag bearer, if you win if you're the brag poster, you shouldn't be allowed to win brag clock 2 weeks. I mean, win the wheel of free journal 2 weeks in a row. I think that you should be passing that on to the next person. So that's just how it feels right to me. But I don't want to disqualify anyone. I don't think we've ever had a 2 week in a row winner. But in this scenario where someone won 2 weeks in a row, that feels unfair because they're coming from a place of power. You know, they're the chosen one of brag. They're Bragley Pitt, Bragley Cooper, the journal jester of jubilant brags. Okay, now we're just getting a little crazy, and I'm okay with it. I want you guys to know that I'm okay with it getting a little crazy, but we're getting a little crazy. Wow, Sky is an honorable hero. Once Sky wins, Sky self-selects out of 6 months to a year of free Journal Friday drawings. That's very kind of you. We did have a 2 week winner once. Yeah, how do we feel about a 2 week winner? Typically people self-select really well. They typically people typically give it away. I don't think we've ever I think if we have had one, I from what I can remember, people typically give it away. One caveat makes me think of Uncle from Jackie Chan Adventures. One more thing. Yes. One more thing. One more thing. Yeah, I mean, you got to enter the kiddos in their birthday weeks. I mean, come on. This is Free Journal Friday, and it's for everybody. Honor is dead, but I'll see what I can do. That's amazing. That's true. Okay. Final thoughts. Is it Brag Bearer or is it the mentor of the Book of Brags? Is it the Brag Book Bearer? Is it the Brag Book Librarian? Hi David. David, we're talking about in school. The person who posts Brag O'Clock will now and forevermore be the person who wins Free Journal Friday the week prior. And now we're trying to come up with a good name for that honor. Right now, the two finalists are the mentor of the Book of Brags or the Brag Bearer. It's true. Why make a rule for something that's already happening? That's a good point, Heather. Victoria is a very generous giver of their Free Journal Friday. David, we're not doing Brag O'Clock already. What we're doing is talking about there's a Brag O'Clock school post. And I forgot to post today. But Jeffrey Driving, as you know, they posted it today. So it gave me the thought. Okay. Alrighty. How about this? Are you guys allowed to post polls or only the admins allowed to post a poll? Because I want to see a homegrown poll for a homegrown post in the future, you know? So if one of you has the chutzpah to go in there and post a poll, all on your own, I'll even tag it. I'll even pin it up there. Then that'll be the official poll. I'll even pop over to school right now and make sure that if someone posts it in the next couple seconds, I'll be there for it. David, school is available in your browser. You just type in skool.com and then you find us. Or you get to go to the link. So Sky's gonna post the poll. Sky is our poll poster. Which Also, I'm just saying that could also be. Yeah, this is what's gonna happen is that you're gonna win Free Journal Friday this week. One of you. And then from now until the next time a Free Journal Friday winner wins, you have to do all the weekly posts. So therefore, I don't have to do my job. You're just gonna do my job for me. I'm just kidding. But that would be kind of funny. Like that week, you get to do the 5 posts that everyone comments on. And who knows? Maybe in the email, you could opt in. You could say, "I want to be the school poster this week and the brag bearer. And I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna do a good job or whatever." That maybe that's part of the email sequence. That'd be kind of cool. We love ownership. Okay, I'm gonna unpin the Free Journal Friday link because if you're not here yet, are you ever gonna get here? Probably. We'll load one new post. The official name of the poster of the Brag O'Clock thread. You know, Sky, one thing I really appreciate about your post is you didn't lead the witness. You didn't put the official post of the person who posts about the Book of Brags. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, you are allowing for a true democratic process, and that is what I love. I love that. Thank you. It's pinned. It is now pinned. Right now, there are 3 options. There's the brag bearer, the mentor of the brags, or the official bearer of the book and brags. The official bearer of the book and brags. We have 1 vote so far. It's neck and neck. Okay. I get distracted. First of their name. Bearer of brags, pole poster, defender of heroes. These are all such good names. I think we need to have like more things going on so that we can just give people more names. I'm also sad that Jeffrey's not here because I feel like Jeffrey would be loving this. Obviously, I know that there is a Jeffrey here. So, Jeffrey, I'm glad you're here as well. But Jeffrey driving, he always has he's a good quip always to get us with. So, I feel like this would be a really time where he'd thrive. Hey, Terry, how's it going? I know what you're thinking, guys. Kyle's really energetic today, and you're seeing me drink this coffee, and you're like, "Oh no, oh no." Don't worry, this is decaf from Mexico, so that's pretty exciting. Um, I think a member highlight of those who are wanting to participate in being a poster as a part of the school newsletter. Just a thought. Another way to celebrate us. That's true. We have a couple people absolutely soaring up the leaderboards, and I feel like we need to do something to highlight those people. Yeah, what's been the best conversation you've had on school? If you've had one, if you had a great conversation, or you've seen a great post, or you want to give somebody a shout out, this is a great time. It's a great time to give someone a shout out. People that you feel like are really representing the community well. Um, if it's not the coffee, why Peppy? I have a few reasons. First reason is I am a presenter. I bring the energy. If I'm alone on stage, you know I'm going to smile and you know I'm going to bring that energy because that's what I do. That's who I am. Second of all, it's a beautiful day here. It is gorgeous. I just walked to the coffee shop to actually get these coffee, and it was like 78 degrees. I felt the heat bearing on my back. I'm gonna go for a run a little bit later. I might go to the beach. It's a good day, and I can't complain about that. That was a bit braggy, if you will. Um, and the love of the community. Yeah, Jackson, you always take the words right out of my mouth. It's like you should be up here instead of me. The love of the community. It burns so bright. I love how caring everyone was when I posted about my recent concussion. It made me feel seen and cared for. That's beautiful. I'm glad that you were able to kind of feel that connectivity and that love because that's what it's all about. Wandering Hobbit is an awesome school community member. I love their comments and content. It's true. Wandering Hobbit is a really good member. Heather said, I love connecting with others about what they're up to towards their brags, or those who post outside of brag clock but have taken huge steps in their life. You know, if you're not an online community person and you're a Free Journal Friday person, and I'm done hard selling, but this is my last pitch. If you just want to see just like a shred of the good that's happening in the world, it's all happening in there. People are talking about the real life changes they're making, and it's beautiful. And you don't ever have to comment. You don't ever have to watch one of the videos. Just go in there and just appreciate what's going on because it's beautiful. It's truly beautiful in there. So I love that call out, Heather. Daffody says, I've had a hard time finding energy to log into school with any regularity, though I appreciate what everyone is doing there. You know, we love to appreciate from afar. But when you're ready, we're ready for you. And just know that we're always there to welcome you with open arms. That's the community I need. And we really have it in school. And the daily questions have helped too. Julie Martin is so welcoming and kind. When I first joined, there were only a few people commenting, and Julie was still faithful to keeping the light burning. Julie Martin is truly a light in our school community. And I think the leaderboards have to show that. Victoria said, I love the community and the reminder that we're all heroes on our journey. It's true. That's the whole goal. At the end of the day, that's the whole goal. Wandering Hobbit and Linda McKinney have been really, really wonderful. I love these. I love these shout outs. Yeah, I've been like doing a little reflecting on the building of the Heroes Journal. Been doing a lot of reflecting on it. And I think that the biggest win, and I'm almost like I might even build my own personal brand around this because I think it's so important, is we really built a relationship first company. And I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of the fact that through all the years and all the things going on, I feel like everything we've done has been like community and relationship first. That's where we've gone to get product feedback. That's where we go when we need someone to give us like a positive pat on the back. So we go to reader reviews. It's been very, very community first. And I think it's really been the kind of blueprint of the business. And I don't see a lot of businesses like that. So I'm really proud of our community and the fact that it's like your guys' company too. And that means a lot to me. So hopefully it feels that way to you, that we are a community first company as well. But it has been really cool to kind of over the years think about all the conversations we've had, the live streams, even the focus group calls, right? That's all been really fun. Even the con we did, that was cool. So yeah, everyone has been heckin' welcoming so far. I wasn't a part of school because I thought it would cost for some unknown reason. Now that I'm involved, I'm really enjoying it, especially now that I'm not on Facebook much. The honorable carrier and the keeper of the book. No package letters. I love that school feels so much better than any other form of social media platforms. Honestly, I don't spend enough time on school, but I spend more time there than anywhere else. That's the goal. Yeah, it's funny because I don't think it's really even meant to be a social media platform. We're just kind of using it that way, and I'm not mad about it. I think it's supposed to be like a learning platform, honestly, but see if they can stop us. I don't think they can. I don't think they can. Right now, simply no time and not doing much housework. You know what's been really fun for me this week? I got this bad guy. This is San Diego. Look at this. It's a timer. Just like a simple little timer. Look at that. Boop. You could just, it's just a timer. I've been using it. I've been trying to write for 45 minutes every single day, and I just put this little guy on my desk. It's great. I don't know. I don't know why this is so perfect for me, but it is. And I met the guy who started it. He ran a Kickstarter. He's really nice. Called the Loop Timer. It's really cool. I don't know why I just gave him free promo, but it is cool. Yeah. We're learning it is possible to be social and kind. That's true. I mean, kindness is one of our core values, the Hero Show. Cool. hopefully I didn't spend too much time being a little too lovey-dovey on school. But yeah. Let's see. Oh, the Brag Bear has pulled away. Um, the Brag Bear has now 7 out of 9 total votes. If you are holding out for one of the other options, you got to get in there. You got to get in there quick because it's the race is running away. You're losing if you that's what you care about. Free promo because it's effective for you and you're kind. Yeah. You guys are really making me. What genres do I write in except for Heroes Journal stuff? I write like nonfiction pseudo philosophy stuff. Um, yeah, I'm addicted to things like Ryan Holiday or stuff like James Clear. I really like self-help books. I know. The problem is I look like the kind of guy who likes a self-help book. I think that the issue is not that I like them, it's that I just you can peg me from a mile away. And that's the issue. But I digress. Brag Herald. It's true. We can have the brag bearer of the Book of Brags. I don't know. That works too. Okay, what are we watching this week? What has anyone come across a new story? Has anyone found a love for an existing story? Jackson, I believe it was you who posted a signed copy of Dungeon Crawler Carl. Was that you, Jackson? Maybe I got that wrong. Uh if it was, I'm sorry. But if it wasn't, and if I'm not wrong, and that was you, that's really cool. Because I just finished book 3, and it is unbelievable. I'm like, here's the beauty of Dungeon Crawler Carl for everyone who has not read it. The book is so well written and the story is so good that it feels obvious. Like it feels like the obvious story to write because it's so good, but you lose the fact that it's such a good story that it makes you feel like it's obvious. Same thing with like other famous stories. Like we're like, "Oh yeah, obviously you write that story. It's like that good." But this like it's just so creative and it's so thoughtful and everything feels like what's supposed to happen. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts there, but um, it is truly one of those things where I'm like, yeah, of course you write this book. If I had to write a book, I'd write this book, but I would never think of writing this book because it's so creative and so well done. Um, Daphne's in the middle of book 4. Jurassic World Chaos Theory's latest season just dropped. Interesting. Um, Llamas with Hats. The Sean Speakman website, the signed page also sells signed copies of the books. Okay. I've been listening to it. I don't know. Have you guys been reading it? I've been listening to it, and the audiobook is crazy. There are all these voices. It's amazing. So for a music listen, Epic the Musical has been my favorite this week. And I'm figuring out Lord of Sail North. The Lore of Sail North. Okay. I love the musical aspect here. I've never listened to musicals. Honestly, I don't even think I've listened to Hamilton front to back. I've seen Hamilton, so I guess I've technically listened to it front to back, but I've never listened to it front to back. I've only read it, been on the fence whether or not to read it. It's good. He's funny in person. I mean, how could you not be? Right, writing that book, how could you not be a funny person? I recently got back to read my old friends, the Anne McCaffrey Dragon Riders or pen series. Okay. Ace, I will make sure your name's on there at the end. Don't worry. I got you. Um, okay, Daphne's reading it. Okay. Noah Pax, I've been reading The Witching Year, which was kind of an experiment thing the author did by trying to be the perfect witch for a year, a la a year of biblical living or a year of biblical womanhood. Oh wow. That feels pretty deep. What are your thoughts so far? Arcane Ascension books. The last one is finally out. That's amazing. I finished first book of DCC, enjoyed it, but I thought, oof, I need a break from it. I went a couple of get book two, but then last night I started missing Carl. Yeah, there's this hold. I do this thing where I go on a run, and I like it so much that I've been running for it. I've been extending my mileage because I just like listening to it. It's like nice while you're like trying and you donut and whatnot. Uh, Dies the Fire by S.M. Sterling. Okay, is that Nick is trying to get me another one, another audiobook that has the word fire in it. I think it's a different one. Legends and Lattes. It's adorable. I've heard really good things about that. Dies Fire is so cool. It's set right by where I live, but I've been struggling with the sequel for literally years. It's in Eugene. It's in like the middle of Oregon area. Highly recommend the book. Several people are typing, told entirely in Slack conversations. Okay. So one of my favorite books of all time, religious or not, is the book called The Screwtape Letters. And I think it's the most incredible style of writing, right? These letters between these two demons. Like I don't know that like it just that style speaks to me. I love reading letters written. There's another book called Resilience. It was written by a former Navy SEAL, or maybe once you're a Navy SEAL, or always Navy SEAL, to like their friend who was dealing with PTSD and drug addiction, and it was just their letters writing to them, and it was so good. So, I'll have to read that just because I like that format a lot. I love like conversational type of books. Anyways, going to the library to see about a DC Carl. I gotta go see a person about a Carl. Um, in Corvallis. Okay. It's kind of post-apocalyptic when all power and firearms just stop working after a flash. I love those types of shows. I like the. I mean, it's kind of like Walking. I mean, it's not like Walking Dead, but it's kind of like that idea of like, what would you do if all of our creature comforts were to disappear? Dracula was also written in letters. Lewis is amazing. We do love C.S. Lewis. Um, you guys are some readers out there. You guys are some page hounds. Would you say that a page hound is a positive or a negative connotation? I think it's a positive thing. I think of somebody who's just gobbling up literature, but I'll stop saying it if you guys take offense. Yeah, no, I really like in college I got really into like all of C.S. Lewis's essays. I like the way that he thinks. Um, on top of I mean, yeah, it's just everything. The way that he writes, the way he articulates is really like powerful. Um, oh, more of a bookworm. Page Hound is positive. Okay, cool. I'm in the clear. I'm in the clear. Uh, I missed the notification. I thought you said nonfiction. No, notification. Yes, I like Page Hound. I also like Book Dragon, where I sit on my hoard of books. I am a book dragon. Maybe like a Page Hound would be like the intermediate level, whereas a book dragon is someone who just is absolutely scorching books. Uh, yeah. Uh, I still think it's so funny we're talking about like books and someone's name is Marcus Aurelius. I'm just like, come on, I mean, come on. It's just right there. It's just right there. Um, I'll get through them in next few months and let you know. Keep going after the sequel. The Four Wing books were good. Can't wait to hear the other ones come out. Book Dragons, also Horde books. That feels like an important part of it to me. Yeah. I do this thing where if I like a book and I read it, I immediately try to give it to somebody. I don't know what it is. I'm like, I get these like brain blasts, and I'm like, this is the most amazing thing ever. I just like everyone has to know about this, and so I just like give it away. I just like try to like give somebody a book, like you need to read this. But I'm realizing that because I give away pretty much every book that I like, and I find something I like about most books. That I think my suggestions aren't very good because I think every book is great. And maybe that's my problem. As I'm too much of an optimist. Archmage of Literary Pursuits. I like it, but the problem is the way that it phonetically works makes me think of Trivial Pursuits. And I wouldn't say being an Archmage of Literary Pursuits is a trivial pursuit at all. And so for that reason, I'm out. I'm sorry. I don't want to. That was negative for some reason, but that's just where my brain goes. I'll buy multiple editions of the same book if I love it. So Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. I bought that book. I bought 3 copies. And I gave it to two of my buddies, and we all read it at the same time. And that was great. That was fun. I really enjoyed like the forced book clubbing. Book clubbing. Now that'd be interesting. This is actually a great question. Do you guys listen to music when you read? Because I do. I listen to like lo-fi hip hop beats in the background. Helps me focus. Do you guys listen to music, or do you have to be dead quiet? Or do you like to sit in like a coffee shop where there's chatter? For me, no words, and it has to be like slow and rhythmic. But if I sit there and I read with nothing going on in the background, I last like 5 minutes. So I have to go do something for that. But with the music, I can go like an hour. You always keep your copy. Okay. Could a classroom on school include book recommendations? Absolutely. Abso-flippin-lutely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The library. The library. Are you guys able to comment on stuff in school? Is that a stupid question? Should I know the answer to that? Okay, I can edit them because I own it, but you guys probably can't edit them. Hi, Tanya. Must be dead quiet. I get so distracted. Lo-fi is perfect. I wish I had more available when I was school. Right? If lo-fi was as popular as it is today when I was in high school, I think I would have probably gotten the same grades, but it would have been easier. It would have been a lot easier. Seac Ranch, the library. Okay, so what we'll do in the library section in school, I will post a form. The form will have a link you can post, and then I will have a second link, which will have an Excel sheet of all the suggestions and who gave it or not. Do we want to have who gave it, or do we want it to be anonymous? If it's more mindless or spreadsheet work, I like a podcast or videos. If I'm writing or reading, I need it quiet. Okay. I just read and get lost in the book. I know 100% nothing of what goes on around me. That's incredible. I am jealous of that. I could not focus that hard on anything. I need to see the book club come back. Okay. Being a music teacher, I would just sit there and analyze any music being played in the background. That's fair. That's fair. Jeffrey, like 2 years ago, I was talking about music with Nick, and Nick's like a music guy. He knows music really well. He's a percussionist, I think is what it's called. I know nothing. I know how to press play on Spotify. Sometimes I can create a jam with my girlfriend if I'm lucky. But one time I was talking about music, and you said that I wasn't far off, and that made me feel really good. So I want you to know that was like 2 years ago, and I still feel good about that comment to this day. And everyone's gonna be like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah. Well, a music teacher once told me that I wasn't far off, and so therefore I know everything. I'm Beethoven." Okay, so anonymous posting. There's gonna be a form. You can put your book suggestions in there. Then there will be a spreadsheet that has all the books that need to be read, and then yeah. Before losing my hearing, when I was studying for the written test for sign language interpreters, similar to bar exam, I did best with the TV on, headphones with music, and the textbooks. Okay, so you just like to just put distraction around you, and then you can just zone in. Okay. I got my journal today. Let's go. That's exciting. Is this your first journal? Welcome. Welcome to the heroic community. And guess what? I'll give you a little secret. You were a hero long before that journal arrived. That's pretty cool. Been busy and driving a lot, so mainly doing audiobooks. Audiobooks are great. I really like audiobooks for nonfiction. mean, sorry, for fiction. Nonfiction, I like to sit down and read it just because I feel like there's like a barrier of entry. I feel like I have to earn the knowledge. It's my first Heroes Journal. I love it. Well, Cindy, you should come and join the school community. People are talking about it right now. And in there, I have a how to get the best out of your first 7 days in the journal. So if you want to talk, if you want to listen to more of this guy, that's where you go. I might even be wearing this hat in that video, which would be fun. Which would be fun. Soft French jazz. Found a couple great free low-cost library apps. Yeah, my girlfriend uses one too, and I don't understand. She's like, "Oh, I reserved that book. Hopefully, it'll be available in the next 6 weeks." And I'm like, "It's digital. How is it not available?" But hey, it's above my pay grade. You know, speaking of this, speaking of all of this stuff, this week we had our inaugural brag bearer. Boom, locked in. That's the title. Brag bearer, Jeffrey Driving. His last name's not Driving, but he once put Jeffrey D. And he's up at Driving. Anyways. We had our inaugural brag bearer in school. And I think that right now, the reason I'm saying that is because now it's actually brag o'clock in this live stream. And next week, the winner of Free Journal Friday this week will get to be the brag bearer for next week in school. So that's pretty fun. But for right now, that concerns a future version of ourselves. The today version of ourselves is going to worry about one thing, and that's bragging. And the thing about bragging, and this is the hard part, is people try to come out, they try to like veil it in this humility. None of that. For the next 10 minutes or so, maybe 5 minutes, we have 33 people in here, so maybe it'll be 10. We're gonna just throw it out. No more humility. We're just gonna brag about ourselves, and we're just gonna be proud of ourselves. So I want to see the brags in there. But before you brag, you have to say something. You have to say this at the beginning of your brag. You say, "You know what's really cool about me? No. You know what's really heroic about me? Colon, brag. You know what's really heroic about me? Colon, brag." Yeah, that's the goal for today. That's the goal. And then while you're posting those, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to read some of the brags that were in the brag clock thread. Jeffrey Deere said, "I'm impatient. Brag clock, baby. One of the founders would normally do this, but I'm ready to hear what y'all have. Don't be shy. Let's hear how awesome you are. No shame allowed. Let's go." And then Jeffrey posted a funny GIF, but then also didn't brag themselves, which is what I do every week. So he's kind of stealing my thunder a little bit, but whatever. Teresa said, "Got complicated retirement accounts set up and protected most of my money from the tariff craziness going on. Took a lot of paperwork and attention, so happy that's done. Congratulations." Sky got blueberries for the garden. That's awesome. Victoria taught math today using prime factorization with canceling and fractions and to reduce the answer, even though I seriously am sleep deprived. I got sleep deprived just reading that sentence. So you did an incredible job. Nicole said, "I've started planting my patio. I have this year's tomatoes and green onions and chives planted. My strawberries from last year survived, and I even planted an artichoke this year." That sounds like you're going to be eating pretty good. I've always wanted to have a little garden, so that's pretty cool. I made it back to my hometown and saw all my friends and family that I wanted to see while here. Ready to go home now, though. I get that. You do the things you went there to do, but at a certain point, it's time to. Jackson said my brag this week is got laundry state 0. This is what I define as laundry done, folded. Putting it away was asking a lot. I feel that. I folded some laundry this morning and my head hurt afterwards. So I get it. All righty. Hopefully there's a lot of what heroics about me. YKWRHAB. If you post that, sure. You know what's really heroic about me? I went to two poetry events this past week, and I'm going to another tomorrow. Wow, that is very impressive. Were there any haikus? Refrigerator. Um, Ace brushed her teeth today. You know, that's important. I love that. I love that. Sky said, "You know what's really heroic about me? I let myself rest this week because I'm still frustratingly not okay after the last concussion. Concussions can take a long time to recover from. I'm glad that you're starting to feel a little better, but take it slow. You don't know if you know this about me, but I actually got a really bad concussion when I was like in high school. And yeah, took a long time. I wasn't allowed to go faster than a walk for a month. And as a guy like me, I'm always moving around. So, anyways, I made that about me. I'm sorry. Melanie said, "You know what's really heroic about me? I survived this week. It's been rough. My rib is out of place, and the specialist I saw today made me feel like she was blowing me off. You know, you are really tough, and you survived, and that sucks that the doctor didn't make you feel seen at the very least. Obviously, the goal would be to just have them make you feel better, but at the very least, just make you feel seen. You know, I had a bad experience at the doctor recently too, so I'm right there with you." Terry, there's no link to it. You gotta say the catchphrase, and then you gotta brag with your whole heart. Cindy said, "You know what's really hard about me? I left my job yesterday because I caught my boss doing unethical things. That's a really hard thing to do, and I'm proud of you. You know, if we don't have our ethics, what do we have? And that's really cool that you were able to kind of make the decision. I'm proud of you." David said, "Oh no, that was just a comment. You know what's really heroic about Julia is that they had major setbacks and challenges in their quest this week, but they did not quit. In the words of Dungeon Crawler Carl, you will not break me. That's beautiful." Peachy Val said, "You know what's really heroic about me? I'm preparing to confront my supervisor on Monday for being mean to everyone." That's a really important thing to do because there's no place for meanness. My girlfriend always says, "Don't be a mean girl," and it's just like, why would we ever have to be a mean girl? I love it. Terry said, "I survived one of the hardest weeks of my life. I didn't let the darkness engulf me." That is one of the hardest things to do. Not just going through hard things, but letting the darkness let the negativity seep in. I'm proud of you, Terry. That's incredible. Way to keep pushing. David said, "You know what's really heroic about me? Can someone tell me?" Question mark. I think you're great. Jeffrey almost missed it. Jeffrey, you have no idea what you started today. Maybe someone could let him in. Maybe someone could just let him know in the comments what he unknowingly started today. So, Pondering Hobbit said, "You know what's really heroic about me? I was resilient fussing at the I was resilient fussing at the medical system this week so I could get my lungs some help. Felt well enough today to move pavers from my blue Greek mosaic tile." That is incredible. Way to overcome. And you know, the medical system, I don't know if you're in the United States, but the medical system is a headache. Zach said, "You know what's really heroic about me? That I force myself to do work without a looming deadline, which is nearly impossible sometimes." I agree. It's very hard. You can always just do it later, but no, you did it. You did it recently. I don't know when you did it, but yeah, that's amazing. Wakana said, "You know what's really heroic about me? I stepped out of my comfort zone and actually spoke to a stranger. I engaged and started a conversation." That's a hard thing to do. And you did a great job. Terry put that. Okay. Sneaking in the last minute, especially when you know what's really great or heroic about Victoria? They swept their kitchen floor. I could have made a new dog from when I slept up. You know, we love our dogs. We do. I don't have a dog, but when I had dogs growing up, we loved them. But the hair, the dander, come on. But you overcame that, and that's heroic. David said, "I made myself go out last night to bear bingo when I felt like just lying in bed. I've been missing Cubby a lot lately. Getting stuff done, it's like pulling teeth. I feel you." I'm gonna read Terry's again. "Survived one of the hardest weeks of their life and didn't let the darkness get them." That's great. Jeffrey was so looking forward to today's webcast, and then I fell asleep an hour early and just made it to the end. Hey, you always watch it back. It's been just me this whole time, but you do get a really kind of specific shout out. So it's kind of worthwhile for you to go back and watch that just for a little bit. This is your first live. Hi, Annalise. Welcome. I'm loving all these brags. You guys are amazing. I'm loving them too. This has been my highlight of the week. You know, this has been a highlight of my week too. Hey, thanks for the shout out to the newsletter. That means a lot. Every time I see your likes and stuff, it always means a lot to me. I appreciate that. If you have dogs, a robot vacuum is worth it. Time is one of the things you can't get more of. That's very profound. Okay. So I have one more problem, everybody. And I'm not leading into a bit. I know I do these long lead ups into bits, so I'm not doing a bit. I can't call it the Wheel of Names because the Wheel of Names is not powerful enough to choose our brag bear. We need a better name for what this is going to be called. This segment is called. It's so important now. And I'm kind of acting pretty autonomously here. Like Ryan and Nick are not here to weigh in on the brag bear at all, but this is just what's happening. This is what is it. It is what it is. Yeah, sorry. I write my own personal newsletter about the Heroes Journal, about building the business of the Heroes Journal. I try not to bring too much publicity about it because it's more about me than it is about the business. The Hub of Heroes. We could call it the Wheel of Heroes. Well, so who is the person who chooses a torchbearer? It's brag bearer. Bearer, not bear. Bearer. If this is where Boast and Toast could work. It's true. So if I'm a part of the Olympic Committee, the Olympic Games, and I choose who the torchbearer is going to be, what is my name? Who am I to do that? The BRR. Kara's Hub of Heroes. Okay. For today, we're gonna call it the Hub of Heroes. The choosing ceremony. That's it. No more democracy. It's the choosing ceremony. I love that. That's what it is. It just is. It just is what it is, and that's what it is. Okay. I made some edits. I made the wheel spin slower. I know. I know. Alrighty, everybody. The choosing ceremony has begun. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Ashley Park is the winner of the choosing ceremony. Ashley Park has been chosen by the Wheel of Choosing. The Wheel of Choosing has chosen Ashley Park. Ashley Park does have to come in here and comment. Ashley Park, are you here? Because if not, the choosing will have to choose again. Is that you, SEAC Ranch? Because you have to understand the confusion Ashley Park, Seayak Ranch may not be not intuitively the same thing. So I need to make sure, because if we left here okay, Ashley Park is here. Okay. I saw you're not Seayak Ranch, you're Ashley Park, also known as Ashley Park. Cool. Ashley Park, do you know what honor has been bestowed upon you? Um, you are the inaugural, second but inaugural brag bearer of the Heroes Journal. And this is huge. As it pertains to your free journal, which is also a part of the prize, all you have to do, email support at theheroesjournal.co, and I'll send you whatever you need. Ask us for a product, we send you a product. That's how it is. Ashley, before we go, are you in school? Are you logged into school? Are you set up? Because that's an important part of being the brag bear. And we may have already even had a conversation in school. My brain is not a very smart one, so I just need to know this for sure. There are 3 journals, 1 planner, and 4 cyclist decks. Although one of them is sold out right now, so 3 cyclists. What must I do now as the brag bear? I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked. So school is a platform that we live stream from. Right here you see that Jeffrey posted brag o'clock. Next week, your job is to go into school and type in brag o'clock. And then I will pin that message to the top of the feed, and everyone's going to respond to that one. And because you were chosen in the choosing ceremony, you have to post this thing. If you're not in school, I can help you get there. But that is what I'm speaking about specifically. Hi, Melody. I believe that's Melody, but yeah. Cool. Well, that was a really productive Free Journal Friday. I hope you guys had fun because I had a lot of fun. I had the best time. So, thank you all for joining us for another rendition of this thing. School is actually on its own community online. It's SKOOL. What I'll do is I'll do this. Just that everyone has it. And I put, you can get on your phone, you can get on your desktop. But yeah. Jeffrey said, here comes the bit. Dude, I don't have bits. I have rules that I live by.